Hi, welcome back to my channel. I do appreciate every single one of you that have been viewing my content and hitting the like button. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe and bell so you can be notified when any new content of mine hits the wire. Today I want to talk about the upcoming and soon to affect everyone food shortage, specifically here in the Philippines. I know we watch the news headlines and we know that food shortages and food prices are going up everywhere. And living in the province, I thought it would be less of an impact because, well, quite frankly, it's a farming town. We have all the vegetables and animals and fruits in fairly ready supply. What I've seen happening out here though recently is even the supply of the food here is dwindling, and a lot of it has to do with the producers out here are taking the time to send the food to the larger metro areas where they're getting more money for the food than what they can get here in the province. Which then drives up the price of the food for everyday normal people here in the province. I've seen a kilo of chicken go from $120 a kilo to $280, $290 now, depending on the quality chicken you're getting in just the last 2 years. This is coming off a 2-year pandemic where a lot of people lost their work. A lot of people had to really save just to get by, and now they're finding as they're coming out of a pandemic, the work's not as available as it used to be, but the prices just keep going up. And I can understand that the gas price is going up, so the transportation of food goes up, so the overall end cost is passed down to the consumers. But here locally, where the food is kilometers away, the price is going up for several reasons. And I think the number one reason is the producers are finding it's more money and more profitable to send it into the metro areas where they can make more money per kilo. So today's topic, to get back on track here, and I'll touch some of this at the end of the video, but I'm recommending to everyone that will take a second to listen to me, do whatever you can to start stockpiling up food now. And what I mean is if it's a can a week of tuna or sardinas or a couple packs of Lucky Me, whatever your budget can afford, I'm recommending and I highly suggest everyone start putting aside some food. Now, I'm not too worried about no food being available. I'm more worried about the price of the food being unreachable for most people. So if you were to put aside a little bit each week and just forget about it, eventually you'll have more food than you thought, and that food is actually going to be cheaper coming out of the box or the storage unit you put it in than if you had to go buy it fresh or brand new at that time. Now, I understand most people out here in the province have been doing everything they can just to normal and healthy on a day-to-day basis. And even one can of meat or some Lucky Me noodles just isn't in their budget to save. Or if they do try to save, they're not going to be able to save it for long term. It's going to be eaten within a week or 2 weeks. And it's really hard to get in the habit of storing food for the future or for any long-term usage. And it's unfortunate. Without food, you're not going to survive. And we saw the pandemic when people weren't working, they were going out and eating whatever green vegetable, leaf, tree, whatever they could find, making soups and teas out of it just to keep nourishment and keep going. And with the uncertainties in the world today, specifically around the Ukraine-Russian war, let's call it a war, the impact on the global food supply was little understood by most people, but a lot of people were saying that this is going to be a huge impact. And now here, 120 days later, it's been proven even in the Philippines, the price of bread is going to go up dramatically because there's no global supply of wheat flour. Ukraine and Russia supplied, I think, 35 to 40% of the world's wheat. And other countries that were exporting wheat to the Philippines or to US or to anywhere, they've stopped exporting. You can read that a lot of countries that used to export to the Philippines have stopped mainly they're trying to hoard the food for themselves, which I don't blame them. So that puts Philippines in a pretty interesting situation. I mean, we already have to import rice. We already have to import just about any Western foods or goods. The only thing we really have here would be, you know, your base animals, pork, chicken, fish, goats, and your fruits and veggies. Other than that, it's pretty much all imported. Some of the things you never thought you'd see on the news is even the US is struggling. Food prices in the US are crazy. Food prices in the UK have gone up a crazy amount. I don't know anybody at all that has not seen dramatic food increases, let alone dramatic gas increases to go right alongside it. This is really hurting people. I was shocked that the United States ran out of baby food. I mean, if you Google this, it's amazing that one factory in the US shut down and the supply of baby formula and powder was extinguished within a short period of time. The US had to import from the UK baby food. So keep that in mind. Countries as strong as the US are struggling. What more here in the Philippines? So I don't see it getting any better. I really don't. I see within the next 2 to 3 years famine in a lot of places that never had experienced famine before. Now we all know that the Philippines always goes up and down with food and hunger issues. And the Philippines are hardy people and they've always been able to, you know, make it through. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot more worse than it ever was. And you guys are going to really wish that you'd start putting aside some kind of food for a rainy day or for the day that prices are out of your reach. I'm not trying to warmonger or scare people. I'm just trying to let my fear, and from what I've understood is going to happen, out. I want you guys to understand that there is going to be a massive global food shortage, and it's going to affect everyone. And it's not just, hey, I can't get French fries at McDonald's anymore, or the size is small because there's a French fry and potato shortage. It's going to be a shortage of almost everything. So please, take the time, start storing some food up, talk to your friends and family, have them store food up, whatever your budget can allow for. If it means cutting down a vacation or cutting out some extra activity or no more beer for a week, whatever you have to do, food is important. Without food, you're not going to make it. Again, thank you for watching my video. I do appreciate every single view. And if you did like this content, hit the like and subscribe.